Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, April 3rd. Looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So ES and NQ both spiked late in the day to the upside. Those gaps were very large. We knew they were going to be very difficult to fill the first time or the first day into them, which they didn't. If you notice, we spent the entire overnight right below the base of the price spike in ES. So NQ also right below that little set of single prints and below the price probe for the most part. We have Powell today. He's speaking at 12:10 p.m. I'm not sure what it is, whatever, so just always be aware of his prepared texts that come out right when he's about to speak. A couple of things that Bears and Bulls are going to want to defend today. Obviously, the Bears are going to want to defend yesterday's high, right? They have the daily down. They haven't done that in a while. They finally have it down. They don't want to give that back to balance right away. So that's what the Bears want to defend. The Bulls would like to defend the base of the price spike, okay? Because if they don't, nothing's really changed. And we're going to trade in the meat of the profile from yesterday, right? Nothing's changed then. So it would be a continuation of what the Bears attempted to do yesterday, which wasn't very strong, but they still held the gap and put the daily down. So those are going to be two early factors, right? If we open below the base of the price spike, where there were buyers late in the day, they're not there. We have a wide overnight POC right now. So again, we can go back and forth through this for the next hour or so. So we're still not going to know exactly who's in control just yet. We might not know for the first couple of time frames. When the market opens, we might go back and forth through it. NQ is going to be the same thing, right? Now, it's a double distribution day. It's a minuscule one, but it is. So M's range is the upper distribution. H's high to the day's low is the lower distribution. So that's going to be your initial line in the sand. So you might get some chop back and forth through these levels. You might need a little more time to let the market paint its picture. Okay? Now, if the market decides to rally prior and gets away, remember, we've been getting away from wide POCs. Look at yesterday. Look at this wide point of control we had, 20 wide, and then they sold it off in an hour prior to the opening. So do not be surprised, right? Usually wide point of controls are magnets, and that's where buyers and sellers are very happy to do business. But we've had a habit recently of getting away from those prior to the opening. So if it's to the upside, then you could certainly look for, well, two things. You could look for a short against the overnight high, wherever it might be. But you could also look for a long against the base of the price spike, okay, with the higher value. And that would go the same with NQ. On the flip side, if they do push lower like they did yesterday, then if you do not defend the overnight low, yesterday's low is not the important one to me, okay? We already took out, we're back to daily, balance on the daily. You have two daily lows right next to each other. What would be important is these single prints will become targets for the heat-seeking algos if this market decides to get any kind of aggressiveness to the downside. NQ, on the other hand, don't forget, they had an inside week down. Last week's low is inside of that gap. Now, yesterday, the inside week down proved to be very, very profitable for the Bears. But it is an inside week, so we still have 3 days to go to see if it's going to hold. So that would be a very interesting level if we got up to there. Okay, early, throwing a lot at you. That's why at 9:15 we start really breaking it down as we get closer to the market opening. And then on the chart, just show you the daily, right? Monthly's up, the weekly's balanced, the daily's down now. They defended the 20-day moving average yesterday the first time it got down to there in the SPY. Gaps are our main focus to the upside. So the Bulls' goal is to take out yesterday's high, come back to balance, and fill the gap. The Bears' goal is the complete opposite. Hold yesterday's high, take out yesterday's low and start getting acceptance below the 20-day moving average, which will then start enabling you to get more traction to the downside and to take out some more of these weekly lows. Good luck trading today. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing to this channel, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.